So, as you can see, we now have the main element of the sustainable finance framework in place. And this leads to, as I mentioned, informed investment decisions for the transition to a climate neutral and sustainable economy. The benefits from applying this framework will increase over time, are expected to increase over time with the progressive availability of data. We will also continue to make it easier and more efficient to use the system by continuing to develop the practical guidance for market players. But of course, the overall success of this sustainable framework, and that's why I'm really happy to be here today, really hinges on the strong cooperation that we have also at the international level. So we are very committed, the EU is very committed and remains very committed to work with international partners and jurisdictions to make sure that we can have international interoperability and make sure that we understand fully how the system works in the different parts of the world. So with ASEAN, we already have a very good dialogue on environment, on climate change, and just this year we've had our first EU-ASEAN energy dialogue. I must say that in any of the dialogues that I have been there, we have never talked about taxonomy, so maybe that's being done in different groups, so you are all taking part, but we would really welcome to have much better and more detailed discussions on this in the future. So with this, I think I managed to speak so fast that I'm even ahead of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Henrietta. With those, I think we all have heard from all the speakers on the topics that were being the main issue in the just transitions of energy in these new emerging initiatives. As a follow-up to the presentations of our distinguished presenters, maybe I would like to ask more questions to Ibu Mutia. How is the involvement when you do the SESA? The local community and the local government in the preparations of the strategic environment and also social assessment, are they heavily involved in the initiatives? And is there also local business stakeholders that also included in the initiatives?
Thank you, Bu Oka, for the follow-up question. Yeah, so the SESA, Strategic Environmental and Social Assessment, also go deep into the provincial and district level to really get the feel, yeah, from the ground on how they will approach or act upon the energy transition agenda. So we do engage with the local government as well as the local business and communities as well as the civil society organization. They do participate in our regional consultation as well as the national level workshop consultation. And we gather a lot of salient input which is really helping us in furthering the recommendation for the strategic and environmental management plan that will be completed hopefully within this year and be passed on to Ministry of Finance. And we do discover that the region, the subnational government, they probably not very well informed on the energy transition agenda, on the coal retirement agenda, but once they're informed, once they understand about it, they prefer really to have an expedited and concrete transaction action, such as reskilling and acceleration for the new renewable energy development, as well as seeking support from the national level government to provide adequate incentive policy support regulatory support to enable this to happen at the ground level. So this needs a coordinated support from the national government, which your ministry, I think, is taking a lead on it. Another point of consideration is that, just transition may need also financing consideration to support the acceleration.